ever on any platform. And I was thinking about just giving you a May garden tour, hence the me being in the garden without any tools, with a dress on and some flip flops. But I decided I should instead just go live. So here I am. Here I am. All right, let's start at the very front. Here we are. Let's check out each bed one by one, and I'll just explain what's going on in each. All right, cool. Let's start in bed number one. What do we got? What do we got? I have a poinsettia plant here that's just for decoration. It needs some help though. It's pretty dry, and I'm realizing that it does like this spot, but I need to take better care of it, and I will. We have a collard plant. It looks like some insects have been munching on it. That's okay. I'm not really munching on this myself. I'm waiting for it to go to seed like its partners over there. I'll talk a little bit about that because that's super exciting. All right, what else do we have? I have an onion flower. I have never grown onions to seed, and I think this is probably going to be the theme of this year. I have so many plants going to seed right now, and I'm just going to be along for the process. This is a red rock onion, and yeah, I'm not sure about, I'm not sure why this has gone to seed while the others that I will get to in a bit are maturing just a little bit differently. And in fact, a lot of those are ready to harvest, but I'm getting too ahead of myself. All right, what else do we have in this bed? Let me zoom back out. I have my lovely chocolate bell peppers that are growing so rapidly. I might add this to tonight's dinner. We're making pizza tonight. What else? This huge rosemary plant, which has been such a savior for the garden. If you're not aware, rosemary and other herbs, they repel certain pests. The smell of it just doesn't invite those pests to come and stay very long. And that is so great because, especially after it rains, you smell it and it's so fragrant and it just hits you in the face, and it's a nice slap to the face. Continuing, I have a couple of tomato plants growing here, and they're each developing pretty well. Here we've got a few tomatoes ripening on this plant here, and I have taken a few suckers off of this plant already, but I think there's more to be taken because it's getting a lot more growth. And the reason why I want to take cuttings from this plant, there are two reasons. One, I really want more tomato plants. Basically, these are going to be clones, right? And I've already started that. Like I said, I've taken suckers off of this plant in front of me, and I planted it in different places in the yard. So that's already starting. And the second reason is because by doing that, I can relieve pressure on the mother plant and allow the mother plant to just keep producing from like maybe one or two main stems and not like 100. I think at the most I will allow 3 or 4. So here are the 3 down here. So yeah, those tomatoes are developing well. I think that's everything for this first bed. And now I can continue to our second, which is a little bit more active. Another poinsettia here for decoration. And most of this is my red rock onions. If you watched my last video on my onion harvest, you know that I harvested a bunch of Texas grano in this area. There are a couple remaining. Those are the white onions, and the red rocks are these guys. And yeah, I'm excited to harvest these. Notice the, what do you call these? Notice the necks here are bent. That lets me know that they're ready to harvest. So about, I don't know, 5 or 6 of these, maybe 7, are going to be coming out soon. Everything else with the straight neck is just going to remain here until those necks bend. I'm so excited for those. This is my first year growing the red rock onions. I also have some volunteer tomato plants here. These are, I believe, little cherry tomatoes or grape tomatoes from last year where I had these growing. Obviously, some tomatoes just fell and started growing from seed, and now they're here a whole year later. All right, that is bed number 2. Let's move on to this bed. What do we got? Big surprise, right? More onions. A few red rock onions in here that are developing a bit slowly, but that's okay. I think I planted these a little later than the others. I also have more cherry tomatoes that are starting to grow. Again, those are volunteers that just happen to be at the right place at the right time from last year. Yeah. What else we got? I planted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zucchini plants in this bed a couple of weeks ago. They are developing very nicely. Very happy about that. And y'all, I'm saving the best for last when it comes to this bed. Let me flip the camera so you can see my excitement, y'all. My collards have gone to seed. There were 2 in here. I didn't know what was going on in the very beginning. I was like, why are you growing like this? You were looking okay for a few weeks, and now the leaves are smaller, you're growing little flowers. Like, what's happening? So I read about all that. This is all new to me because I didn't have this experience last year, and I grew lots of collards last year. So here's what's happening. When your collard goes to seed, like I mentioned, the leaves begin to grow. I mean, you're still growing leaves, but they're getting smaller and smaller and a little bit more bitter. And then you start to see the flowers form. So let me show you an example of what those flowers look like. All right, here they are. Here are the flowers. And basically each flower, let me turn the camera around again. Each flower will shed its petals and then expose the part of the flower where my pinky is. That becomes the seed pod. And the seed pod gets larger. And that's where the seeds will develop. They look like little string beans, don't they? And in fact, these are edible the way string beans are. But I'm just so amazed at how large they are. And every time I think, oh, this is probably gonna be, you know, it's gonna max out at this size, I see another seed pod that's just way bigger. Like, check this out. Right here, it's just almost as long as my pinky finger. I can't really get the camera to focus, but yeah. That's what's happening. Isn't that insane? That's beautiful. Okay, let's get another last glimpse at that. And again, look how big they are. It's pretty tall. I have to stake it. Like, it's just so strong and tall. Alright, so that's a collard plant, another here, and then a parsley plant, which is here, that has gone to seed. It was so much more to this plant. I had to tidy it up because it was just going everywhere, and I needed to maintain control of it, and that's what I did. Oh, someone in the chat loves the pathway. My husband did it. It's great, isn't it? You should take a look. This was done very early in my gardening journey here since we moved. We dug this path out after we installed the raised beds. We dug the path out. Well, mainly my husband did that, and then we added some of this rubber mulch, which is pretty long lasting. Yeah, it's been like 2 years since we've had this mulch. And then some stones, as you see, just to make it easier on me, so I'm not walking in rubber the whole way to the back. I really love this. I love everything about it. Okay, what else? I think that's everything for this bed. No, there's one more thing. Y'all see this here? This is a sweet potato plant. I can't get rid of it. I harvested sweet potatoes back in, I think, November. And at that time, I had nothing but sweet potatoes in this bed. But if you're familiar with sweet potatoes and how they grow, then you know you can never really get rid of them 100%. Any tiny remnant remaining in your bed or anywhere in the soil, it will come back. Even if it's just like this much on the plant, if it is remaining here, it'll come back. And yeah, hence this is this is why I have sweet potatoes growing in May. It will take over this whole bed if I let it, if I do nothing to it. So I'm gonna just monitor it, make sure it doesn't go crazy, probably save it for the fall, meaning I'll dig it up and pot it somewhere so that yeah, I can have at least a starter plant for the fall. Anyway, that's the rest of this bed. Now let's tackle this last one. Okay, I talk about this back area pretty much in a negative light sometimes because there's just so much going on. Very little that I actually planned. But let me just show you what's happening, what I planned versus what I didn't plan, and you know, how it's working out so far. Okay, yeah, collard plant here. Not very, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not eating collards right now. I'm just not. I am enjoying tomatoes, carrots, and the potatoes that I harvested, and also those onions. And right now, I guess what I'll do is just pick from each of these, freeze everything, and then just allow this plant to go to seed, all 3 of these. But I did plan that because we're in here intentionally. What else? I have some zucchini planted here, a couple actually, no, 3. There's 1, a 2nd, and a 3rd. And I'm just super excited for these to grow. Yeah, what else? Kale. The dogs really love this, so I keep it here. Oh, look at our friend. Hey, friend. A grasshopper. Some insect action going on. Yeah. Also not planned, but happy to have you here, I guess. What else? I planned. I named like 5 things in here that I planned. Now let me show you what I didn't plan. I didn't plan this mint. I didn't plan this spiky wild blackberry that miraculously found its way in here from back there in the preserve. You see all those little white flowers, all those little white specks over there? That's the same plant that this is. And as a weed, it managed to make its way into the bed. These things get out of control if you let it. And I tried fighting it, but now I've just embraced it. You have a home here now, and I better some freaking blackberry soon. What else is going on here? I think that's it. Oh no, I did talk about the tomatoes that I transplanted over here. This is a sucker from that earlier plant that I showed you. I think it's just been eclipsed by everything else down here. I hope it doesn't feel too bad. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this tour. It's early May. There's still lots to see and do. I'm so excited to get these onions out of the bed because that means I can plant something new. Comment and let me know what that should be. Again, it's May. I'm in Florida, zone 9B. If that gives you any